These profiles come from some floor speakers inside weird electronics, and the profile is that it has 4 round pieces in the corners where you could tap them or use self-tapping screws in order to put a lid on. On this side, these have been milled down a bit, so to give room for something on top here. But I think that these could come in handy for generic projects where you want an enclosure. So for a short piece of equipment, I may cut it here and it would be like a bench top piece with a lid and a bottom. And for longer pieces, I may cut it like this and it would be sitting like this, and maybe have connectors or buttons or what have you on that side. One issue here is that this area here is a bit small, and I raised this up here to be able to do small things, but that means that if I have a big thing, it doesn't rest well here. Unless... that looks promising. Some 2-propanol. Oh, and I should have... There we go. A reasonable cut, I think. I think this scissors is my arch enemy at this point. It will have to do. This is brutal for the sandpaper. Yeah, wasn't nice for the sandpaper. Probably the wrong kind for this type of thing. Next step is to make a bottom and a top for this. So this is the bottom of an old mixer, and I think it would be a good piece of metal for this. I think I first want to start by folding this out. so it did go in here, deform a bit, so that means that I can't use this piece all the way out here because I don't have a good way of flattening this. So I'll just cut this off, then cut the corners off, then find a nice flat piece. When cutting it like this, you get very sharp pieces, so it's important to take another cut and get rid of those. Need some deburring. Still a bit unsafe to handle. Cut myself many times. So time to figure out how to fit this here. Since this surface is rather undamaged, I wonder if I can work on the back side. Need to fit 2 of these, preferably without wasting too much. I wonder if a black marker is visible. No, a black marker does not work well on a black piece of metal. Yeah, that was very bad. Well, this can be the bottom piece. I've taped the pieces together. I'm going to drill them both at the same time. I also want to avoid these that are sticking up. This will be good enough. Normally I just file this, but I don't want to file away the paint here. So maybe I'll cut them with a sharp knife or something. It's 4mm, the last part, so I think I could probably have used this for the burring because it would fit perfectly in the hole, and then this thing would help. The next step is to thread the profile piece so that we can screw these in. And I probably didn't get any of this in frame, but oh well. We'll use an M4 screw I usually tighten it a bit extra because it's so annoying when it becomes undone while I'm using it. I think it's probably better to put it in like this. And I may have to pre-drill these up to dimension. So this is M4. I think M4 has 0.75mm pitch, so it would be 3.25mm, but let's check the table. M4 3.25. I may have 3.2. It's actually a bit funny. The local hardware stores, they do sell the tap kits, but they don't sell the drills of the proper dimensions. So this shows sub-millimeters. It spans 2 millimeters, that's why it has 2 zeros. And it's pretty close to 3.25. It may be 3.25. Here, because now I can put some cooling in there. I'm not going to use the machine to tap because it's very strong and it's so easy to snap the tap. By having it upside down, the debris should fall out here, should make it simpler. This is a problem. Maybe I could do this with the machine. Because it's aluminum, I think the greater risk would be to just destroy the channel that I'm tapping rather than destroying the tap. Because the channel is also open, it helps with the debris to get out there. Let's try with the machine. So I set it to 5, hopefully that will make it slip rather than break something. Also going to put some 2-propanol onto here. That went well. Let's try it. Yeah, nice. So because I have rather thin plates on both sides, I opted for not a countersink screw, and on the bottom I'm going to put some furniture pads or something so it doesn't stand on the screws, because then it will very easily scratch whatever it's standing on. Went pretty well to just go one go also. So as per usual, the last two will be the two that are the easiest, because I now have the experience from the other 6 holes. I would love to modify this thing with a custom firmware, so I could set the max speed, or that I could have it automatically retract or other nice features. I'm going to make a hole for the connector. This connector that is really flush. I measured 12 millimeter across, so I'm going to assume that the radius here is 6 millimeters. I'm going to pre-drill with 3 point something. Actually, maybe this goes up to 12. Let's use that. As I suspected, it proved difficult, but I'll use the round file for the last bit there. Not the prettiest thing, but good enough. Got 2 markings. Though it's a bit tricky because I can't drill them from this end. Obviously I should just put it in from this end. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Still use the nail though. Oh yeah, I need to improve those a little bit. Actually, this is not a very good idea. This is better. Ooh, this is a nice red one. I wonder if I have more than one. I think I like it. So the idea is that it's going to be something like this. The question now is the terminals for the output here should probably be here. But so one option would be to cut out a slot here and put this piece in like this, so it would be half in. though it could be tricky because it doesn't really fit like that. Too close here. So maybe then I use a different one that I don't have with me now. Another option would be to kind of put it out here. And if I have the incoming down here, it's good because you see well what you're doing here and you screw from the side. So maybe that's not too bad of an option. So here it is. I haven't finished the insides and it has a bit of a sharp burr here and there, but it's a start. One thing to keep in mind with a design like this that is not using protective earth here is that if something comes loose inside of here, then this entire box will be live. And this means that this box is better connected to a ground fault interrupter. So if something happens inside here, you won't get hurt from it. I may at some point change this connector to a grounded one. That would be the more proper thing to do. But for now, it will remain this way. The reason that a lot of boxes don't have grounded is because they don't have a metal case. So I guess the thought is that it's less likely that something that you are touching will become live, but it could still happen, of course. A connector could come loose and then end up on something that is connected to something else, like the shield of a 3.5mm audio connector, for instance, then the entire connector would become live. So in a way, it's better with the metal box, but also if it's also connected to ground, which this will not be.